Mean Girls is a timeless classic. I've just finished watching Mean Girls 2, and it made me realise just how brilliant Mean Girls is as a film. Now, that's not to say it's one of my favourite films. It's a film that if I'm watching it, I enjoy it, but I never think to watch it. But from an analytical perspective, there is so much in this that works, and so much that makes it a beloved film for so many people. I don't know if it's a generational thing. If you are maybe born, I don't know, let's say if you were born the year this film came out in 2004, I don't know if it's a film that would appeal to the younger generation, or if it is a product of its time. But personally, I think it would be a timeless classic. I'd be interested to know what your perspective is, depending on kind of which generation you are. This was released in 2004. I believe I saw this several times in the cinema. I'm not sure why. I think I went to see it with different people. And directed by Mark Waters, based on the book by Rosalind Wiseman. I haven't read the book. If you think it's worth reading, do let me know. Screenplay by Tina Fey. At the time when it came out in 2004, I was, I think 12. And I didn't know who Tina Fey was. I hadn't heard of her. I am madly in love with her now and just devour everything that she creates. And I do think one of the main reasons why Mean Girls is so brilliant as a film is because of Tina Fey. It's funny, it's witty, the dialogue is great, the character development is brilliant, and obviously she's in this as well. She plays Mrs. Norbury, or Ms. Norbury. And obviously she's brilliant in it, but the fact that she's written it is why I believe this film works exceptionally well. To make a long story short, if you haven't heard of this is all about Cady Heron, who is played by Lindsay Lohan, and this is my favourite Lindsay Lohan film. And she suddenly befriends, I want to say maybe frenemies might work more, the Plastics, the kind of A-list, I guess, fashionistas who only care about their appearance, the bitches of the school, you know the kind. And then she does something that annoys them, and mostly annoys Regina, who is the head Plastics. And suddenly it's war against her, basically. And high school becomes a really tough environment, a very bitchy environment. You just need to look at the concept of the Burn book to know about that. And if you haven't seen the film, I'm not going to mention what the Burn book is. I think you need to discover it through the film to really enjoy it. I'm not going to spoil anything here, of course. So the narrative itself, although it's not that unique, there are many, many films that deal with high school cliques and characters like the Plastics, individuals who think they're better than everybody else. Usually they're cheerleader characters, but not always. But the reason this works, there are so many reasons why this works. I think it's at the top of its game. I think this is the most beloved film about kind of female cheerleader cliques. As I said, one of the reasons for that is the dialogue. It's very funny. There are certain scenes that I remember all the time that just pop into my head randomly when I'm going about my day, and I don't know why. It's just ingrained in there and probably forever will be. The casting is brilliant. I think they got the casting for the Plastics spot on, particularly with Rachel McAdams, who plays Regina George. I just think she's absolutely perfect. Gretchen Wieners as Lacey Chabert, who I absolutely love. The rest of the cast is actually incredible. Amy Poehler is in this, and Neil Flynn, neither of whom I knew of at the time, but of course have grown to adore their works since then. Amanda Seyfried, brilliantly cast. They really kind of hit the nail on the head with the casting, and that's another reason why it works so well. The scene when they're all in their Christmas outfits and they're singing Jingle Bells or Jingle Bell Rock, ridiculously iconic. I think if that scene was not in this film, it would make it a tiny little bit less memorable. Many films have gone on to parody that. A lot of people at talent shows, if you go on the internet, have gone on to, well, not parody that. They don't necessarily do the bit that goes wrong. I don't want to spoil it. But they wear similar outfits, do a similar dance routine. That has become so iconic in itself. And that is absolutely incredible. The other two reasons why it works, the costumes are amazing. It's so important that when you're dealing with cliques and fashionistas that you get the outfits correct, and I think they completely hit the nail on the head with this one. There's so much pink, and that's another reason why it works, because it has a colour scheme, and not many films have a colour scheme. Some do, not many do, and it's kind of almost like a Mean Girls pink, and although there are 50 shades of pink in this, but as soon as you kind of see this film, pink comes to mind. The poster's pink, a lot of the set designs are pink, the clothes are often pink. Merchandise that has come out of this is typically pink. And it's just created that extra level of branding for itself, turning itself not just into a very popular film, but almost a one-piece brand, if I'm making any sense. And it works so well. I absolutely adore this from an artistic perspective. It's not my favourite film. It's not a film that I will watch on a yearly basis. There are films that I kind of try to watch once a year. This one, a little bit longer gap. But nevertheless, it is a beautiful piece of art. It's fantastically put together. The narrative develops really well. Casting, as I said, is spot on. Tina Fey is the lifeblood behind this film. And I think she's done an incredible job with the script. Mark Waters, obviously, incredible work with the directing. Everything about this works. There is nothing in this that does not work. It's one of the few films about high school drama that I think would appeal to pretty much everybody. It's rated 12A. As long as you're older than that, I think it will appeal to pretty much everybody, regardless of the kind of film you like. And certainly if you are a film fan, I think you'll really appreciate the beauty that this is. Mean Girls may not be my favourite film, certainly not my favourite film with Tina Fey, but it is an absolutely perfect, beautiful piece of art.